J-Moore, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the show. Snowfall. I'm just excited to come on, go live after watching that last episode. Heartbreaking episode. Say it ain't so. Romy wrong. Say it ain't so. We done lost Big Unk, y'all. But all of you that's been watching and following my channel and my reviews for Snowfall, what did I say? Ain't nobody gonna get out of this. I said I don't see anybody being able to get out of this alive, except maybe V and her mama. And she had her chance, and that's gonna come back to bite her. She gonna end up dead or in jail now. So I don't even think that she may live, but she'll be in jail. Or she'll wake up and then get on that plane with her mama. But other than that, like I said, ain't nobody making it out. I thought we had a double whammy this episode because I thought Scully was about to drop right behind them. But he had them vibes, man. Them vibes kept him going, you know what I'm saying? All right, I got a super chat. Let me go ahead and get this super chat. Appreciate you, sis. D. Renee, one of my longtime members, kicking off with a super chat, $9.99. I appreciate you, sis, for the support for the channel. I've been having some internet issues ever since I upgraded my system, so I got to see what in the world is going on with this. Hold on. Yeah, see. Let me see if I can try something else right quick because all of it is lagging. All right. Let's see if I can get this thing. All right. Maybe if I switch this connection, it's gonna make it. I'm gonna lose the connection. So, but anyway, man, dope episode. What's up, B? Danny Girl, Young Slim, R.I.P. Uncle Jerome. Lot of people. Mellow Fellow, what up? Appreciate it, man. The love and support. So Illwood say gotta get that. I just upgraded to the 1 gig speed internet. So I got a gig now. But I think that I don't have both routers running. I think I need to have both routers running and things like that. And so I kind of need to get that fixed. But I did upgrade to the 1 gig speed. So once I get it going, boy, it's going to be smooth operation up in that paper. Anyway, this episode was excellent as always. And I got to give it to Snowfall. They have put together a real good show from start to finish. And it's not a lot of moments in this show where you be like, man, what? And so I give them credit for continuing to have this show on point. So we see this episode kicks off, and I think this is a very important scene for a few reasons. Is that they at the airport, and V mama is telling her basically, hey, look, your man done came unraveled. I got passports for both of us. We about to skip town. We gonna tell them that we scared. We want to lay low. I mean, her plan was perfect. We can lay low for the baby, this, that, and the other, and then we get this money, bounce and dip, and we never see him again. And Franklin would have been nothing he could do. And she stood up to her and said, no, he the one that's been there for me. Never let me down, put me first. I'm going to stay with him. That right there, I think, was a major mistake. If you think that she did the right thing by staying with Franklin, put a 1V. If you think V did the right thing, if you think that was a major mistake by not going with her mama, put a 2V. Now, I get it. She don't want to live on the run with her mama and all that stuff, but I agree with her mama. It's over. You basically living on the run with Franklin. Either way, you living on the run. You can't just go to work and live life like normal anymore. You'll get taken. And I have a very special skill set. So she gotta be cool. Like either way, she on the run. I think she should have bounced with moms and left all that behind, raised the kid, and don't have nothing to do with this. And I think that that's gonna come back to haunt her big time. I see nothing but two V's. Young Slim, the only one, and that girl with a 1V. Okay, well, we'll see. But I think that was a major mistake that's gonna come back to haunt her. Um, we'll see. Maybe she's waiting to get more or something, or maybe she really is legit. And I've been one of the people that say I didn't trust her from day one, and I thought she may be up to something. So I'll be the first to admit it looks like I'm wrong and way off because she 10 toes deep with Frankie right now. So hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. Now, another thing that we notice is, and I was saying last episode that the writing on the wall, Jerome ain't gonna last. Because in all these shows, whenever you're trying to do good or you want to get out or you're trying to change, that's when you die. It's just how it happens, man. You made that deal with the devil. You'll stay alive as long as you don't break that deal. When you break that deal, hey, time to go. Blood in, blood out, Horns. En la onda. You had to go. You wanted to deal with the devil. You have it the morning. Now you wanted to leave. No. So, you know, Jerome been talking about he out, he done, whatever. We see him pull up drunk, crashing the Beamer. He ready to be done. He telling Louie they living nice, living good, dope house, all of that. And he like, I'm done. This ain't worth it. And I agree. And he was right. And then Louie get a speech about her self-worth. So she jealous because she feel like she don't get the respect in the dope game for what she doing from her dope game peers. And so that's why she want to stay in it and think about it a little more like, come on, man, this is life or death chances. Y'all taking penitentiary chances. It's time to let that go. You got that money. You got what you need. Let's bounce. But she got a little problem with it, ego tripping. They have a little talk or whatever. So she say she gonna need a little more time before she ready to bounce. But Rome said he was ready to get a ticket to Jamaica and bounce right then and there. So he said, all right, I'm going to give you some time. She needed to make a drop. He said, go clear your mind. I'm going to go on and make this drop. Of course, she go to ride that horse, ride that pony, baby. Ride that pony. Anyway, that's where she got caught slipping because, you know, they've been watching the stables for a minute. And Franklin never really wanted to give him that. But he told Franklin, you can't lead till you come up with something. And, you know, it's one thing to be a part of something, but it's another thing to be seeing and witnessing firsthand. And I think that if they would have killed Louie without calling him in to be a part and see it, I think he would have probably left it alone more so than once he had to see it. Now it's on his conscience more. And that's why he made the moves that he made to bring in Rome and everybody. And so, you know, I think they messed up with that as far as bringing Franklin up in there. Young Slim, he say to V, her life sucked more with her mother than Franklin. That's true. She said she was tired of that and her mama left her in the jail cell before and things like that. So she probably feels that Franklin would never do that to her. And I don't think Franklin would, but she got a baby on the way. And you got to always put that baby first, man. When you got a child, she don't want to be giving birth to that baby in jail like Tupac up in this piece. Dear mama, you know what I'm saying? She don't want to be doing that, squirting them out on the damn 2-inch cot. So we'll see what happens in the end. But she got some bad options. I think the best option though would have been to just get away, bounce with mama, and then eventually dip away from mama. But you know, we'll see how it all play out. Nathan Smith say, where you think they go now that Jerome dead? That's a good question. And I already know where they're about to go because I did see the trailer at the end of the episode, and it gave me an idea where they're about to go, and it actually made me mad. So in the trailer, after this episode, we see Louie in like 2 or 3 clips basically blaming Franklin for Jerome's death, saying it's his fault. I got to bury my husband tomorrow. It's Franklin's fault. She's saying that even to Franklin's mama. And so it made me mad because you would be the one buried right now instead of Jerome if Franklin didn't go and get the cavalry to come save your ass. Now you want to blame Franklin for Jerome's death. So now you back into the cycle of trying to kill Franklin again, or he gonna have to kill you. Like, you didn't learn anything from what just transpired. That should have been her key to get out of here. This man just died for you. Dude said, I'll let her go. Let me go. It's a truce. And he said, no. And they just killed dude, and he took the bullets for her. Jerome didn't have to do that. He could have said, all right. And then they'd both be alive right now. She'd be dead if not for Franklin going to get the help. So I think where they about to go next is Louie trying to go scorched earth revenge on Franklin, blaming Franklin for everything and blaming Franklin for Jerome's death. And I don't think they're going to miss a beat as far as their beef and their war and wanting to kill each other, especially now that Jerome is dead. That's the only person that was kind of holding her back because, of course, she's not really Franklin family. So, you know, and Franklin ain't really her family. So Uncle Jerome was kind of keeping both of them at bay to an extent. So we'll see how it all turned out. But I think that was messed up what Louie did. Now, we saw that she got kidnapped at the stables, and when they had her, I think that torture, and I mean, they wanted to get Buckley information. This dude is a rock star. We saw they tried to contact Buckley. He too busy getting rocked out. He's smoking crack. Yo, Buckley on crack, rock. My Buckley in the rehab. No, he ain't. That dude in the box Chevy getting rocked out. And, you know, he want to get him because Buckley is part of the reason he got shot up and everything happened or whatever, and it was a bad raid and they used Buckley. But in the end, Buckley is just a tool, and who he really wanted was Louie. So he should have just took Louie out and got Buckley whenever. He is nothing but a crackhead. He ain't even a cop no more. You'll get him. He'll come around. So while they kept torturing her, I mean, for that information, I thought was kind of a bad move. But if they just wanted to torture her, well, that's different. Because, I mean, they do got beef. We saw he put a big-ass K on her chest. So she done got branded by this dude for life. Let me see. I see some of the comments that say, Slim say, bro, it was Franklin's fault. She wouldn't have never been caught if it was for Franklin. Well, you talking just one step ahead. You got to go many moves back to the beginning. And it's her fault. Just like they said when she was talking at the house with Jerome. She went over Franklin's head. That's what started all of this. She said, I knew Franklin would be mad when I went over his head, but I wanted to do this and that or whatever. She said that she didn't know Teddy would then go and take Franklin's money, which would then start the chain reaction that it did. But she started it when she went over Franklin's head to go and deal with Teddy behind Franklin's back. That started all of this. And that's where it all began. If she would have never did that, or would have came to Franklin and told him and worked things out differently, this whole chain of events would have never started. You know, and then they pulling guns on each other and things and, you know, getting shot at and whatever and all of that. So by the time Franklin is telling where they at, I mean, so many things have happened by then. That's That's the last piece of the puzzle. But if you look at the origin, she started it. You know, Franklin put them on. They was working for Franklin. Her ambition got the best of her. And that's what started it. Dorico Williams, he says Louie's ambition got Jerome killed. Exactly. Yep, I agree. Her ambition got him killed. And had she not been trying to be the man or bigger than Franklin or whatever, they would have never had all of these problems, because they already had an organization and things in order. Then she wanted to change it. And that's where everything came up, you know, into these problems. Black Pride says Jerome didn't even want to get involved in the game. Look, Louie took Franklin to Claudia's behind Jerome back. So from season 1, she was killing Jerome. Yeah, that's a good point. He never wanted to get in the game. Franklin had the product. She had to connect. Them two came together. And Jerome, yeah, he kind of got dragged in this. And like he said at the house, I got in this for you. Now, can you get out of it for me? And she talking about she need time or whatever. You know, so that was kind of messed up. Nicole B says Louie got greedy and power hungry. I agree. It started feeling good. She got the horse stable and guards and house and all the club and everything. She had everything she wanted. She was feeling herself. She ain't want to give it up, especially coming from where she came from nothing, and being a bust down, basically, and a former fiend, to now being on top. She made a hell of a climb. So I get it. She ain't want to give it up, but you got to sometimes look at the writing on the wall. Speaking of writing on the wall, this was really kind of weird, but Teddy, we see, went to go confront the the KGB operative, and went in there. Dude gave him some coffee and they talk, and Teddy like, look, man, it's your last chance. Turn away, leave, and go live your life. Basically, go live on 42nd Street in New York at the Deuce. But go live your life or something, man, because I see you again, I'm gonna kill you. And so that's gonna be interesting now that they didn't have that face-to-face. Teddy then basically threatened him and let him know, I know all about you. This dude, he said, hey, look, ain't like I can say I can go or whatever. So I'm interested to see how this KGB storyline turn out. I think in the end, the CIA, they're going to disavow themselves from Teddy. You see how old boy was talking to Teddy after Teddy's father was killed, and he went to talk to him, and he was telling him, don't mess up. Teddy going to mess up. They're going to cut off from Teddy because he officially not back in. They're going to cut all ties and say, you know, they had nothing to do with him and leave him hanging. And it's going to be a wrap. You know what I mean? Teddy going to mess up. And there's so many things happening right now. You know, it's only a matter of time. And then we see, I think, and I hate that this may not work out for him because I like the character Oso, but he working with Franklin to set up Teddy and give up that information. Man, I don't know if that's going to work out in his favor. He think he going to be able to escape and get his family out. I don't know, man. How many of you all think Oso going to be able to sell Teddy out and escape? Put a 1-0 if you think Oso can do it. Put a 2-0 if you think it's a wrap. He ain't going to be able to do this. He working with the DEA, Teddy, KGB, then that confronted him, Franklin. He got too much going on, man. I don't think he's smart enough or had the resources to escape this storm that he's in, and trying to bring a woman and kids definitely don't help. Definitely don't help. So I see a good comment right here. Black Pride says Sissy is gonna kill Louie. That's a good one. Now, the reason that I believe you may have said that is because the preview for the next episode, we see her trying to put her hand on Sissy and she move her arm because now her brother's dead and you talking about killing her son. Like, how you think she gonna be on your side? She ain't gonna be on her side. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't family and you trying to kill my son, and my brother is now dead for messing with you and all this stuff. He wanted to get out, never really wanted to do this. So, although I don't think this will happen, I'm not going to say I'm very sure. I could give it a 50-50 chance that it could happen, because that anger, the rage, the frustration that she going through, I could easily see her taking Louie out in order to save Franklin, in order to try to end all of this drama and fighting and war that's going on between them. Because without Louie, then that war and all the stuff, a lot of their problems would be gone. The only problem they'd have left is Franklin and the KGB. So we'll see how it all turn out. But I definitely think that she actually would probably be the best option because she wouldn't see it coming and she can get close enough to do it. So that's probably the best thing they could do is have her take her out. So we'll see if, it happens, but I definitely think that would be a good option. Cheryl Battle says, Oso is caught up with too many people. He won't make it to the end of the show. Yeah, I think so. I like I've said before, this is one show. I think everybody is going to die. All the characters. I don't see any of them making it. But one thing I did see happening, and I'm sure he's happy, is that all them dudes that was trying to rape Louie, which I thought that was sick. They rather run a train on a woman that's beat up, don't want to do it, and it's a bunch of dudes and this and that. He said, go on, give me that condom before I catch that die slow. Now, you call it die fast, like, ow. But that was nasty. But dude was like, nah, man, I'm good. I'm about to go to the store. You coming? Nah, man, I'm going to wait. I need to get my turn. That's nasty. That's disgusting. And dude that left turned out to live. And everybody else that stayed for the nasty, they got doing the nasty, all right. It popped their ass. It was over. So, that was a trip. I thought when they came to go and rescue Louie, though, and have Jerome in the trunk and things like that, wasn't the worst thing. But I was like, okay. Okay. So, very few moments, though, for this show where I'll be like, other shows, I'm doing that every other scene, damn near. But this show, very good show, because that's about one of the only scenes I thought like that. But anyway, they came out, guns blasting and blazing, and came to rescue Louie. How many of y'all was expecting Jerome to die this episode? I know I wasn't. Put a 1J if you thought Jerome may die this episode. Put a 2J if you was completely shocked. I was shocked. I didn't expect that to happen this episode 6. So I was shocked. I didn't see it coming. I don't know, man. And then I saw Scully shot too. So I thought it was a double whammy. I thought they both was gone, but Scully ended up surviving and Jerome died. Now, How many of you guys think that Jerome dying right there was Jerome's fault, or Franklin or somebody else? You're gonna put an F for fault. Is it Jerome's fault? Put a 1F. And if it's somebody else's fault for why he got killed at that moment, whether it be whatever other reason, put a 2F. But I'm gonna say it's Jerome's fault, because I think that if he said, yeah, let's call the truce, get out of here, I think that he would have left and he wouldn't have killed Louie, and Jerome would have lived. But he had that rage up in him at the moment. So, I don't know. Let's see. I see a lot of 1Js. And then I see Slim. You still think it's Franklin's fault? I see a few 1Fs, though. I think it's Jerome's fault, too, man. Dude wanted to make that deal to get his ass out of there, self-preservation. And if Jerome would have said, yeah, I think he would have let him go. So when it all come down to it, yeah, maybe it's Franklin's fault to a certain degree. But in that moment, that was all on Jerome, man. He could have said, yeah, and then that would have been it, and he'd have lived. So I don't know, man. Definitely sad. This is definitely about to increase the war and increase everybody's visibility. Keep in mind, they all need to lay low, because Teddy and KGB and all kind of stuff is all up in the bin now. But you got to have a funeral, which is a public event. That funeral going to turn nasty. Mark my words. That funeral going to turn nasty, because they going to be in the public. And all it takes is for somebody, Teddy or them, to see them, and then they can follow and track them now. All you got to do is be seen by them once, and then they can continuously follow and track you and never lose you. So we'll see if they're able to catch any of them at the funeral, but everybody will be there. Franklin, Sissy, Louie, everybody. Then OG No Neck, he'll be there, because Jerome just told him they dying breed. That breed died off now. No more breeding. So, Jerome, that drip done dried up. Now the drip done dried up. Damn. Romy Rome, one of my favorite characters on the show, one of the realest on the show. R.I.P. Uncle Rome, man. Fun while it lasted. But as they say, it's so hard to say goodbye. All right. Let me see. Young Slim say Kane shot at them first over nothing that had to do with Louie or Jerome. Well, in that situation, okay, but so much has happened. You know what I mean? I'm just saying he would be alive had he did that deal with Kane in that moment. Lisa Phillips said everything is Franklin's fault. Everything. I don't know, man. You all let me know what percentage of fault would you put on Franklin for what's going on, and what's going on in everybody's lives and things. I mean, everybody's grown. I don't see any kids. I see nothing but grown people. Actually, Franklin is the youngest. So I see a bunch of grown people making their own decisions. And when grown people make decisions, that's on them. Franklin didn't make any of them do anything. They all chose to do whatever they chose to do. They were all grown. Yeah, he had the pack And without that, maybe none of them would have ever gotten the dope game. And that's true. But they could have chose not to help. Louie could have chose not to take him to Claudia. You know, the mama never had to start working with him in the real estate business and doing this and that. They never had to do this. They chose to. So a lot of times grown people like to blame other people for the choices they made. When you're grown, you should think about the choices you make as an adult before you do it. That's why they put grown people in prison when they make bad choices, because you should have thought about it. It's your responsibility. You're not a kid. Kids, they make mistakes because they can't think a lot of times about the decisions they make before they make them. And I hate to say it, it's a lot of grown adults that do the same thing. The only problem is that's on you now because you grown. So I put it as far as a percentage of Franklin fault, I'd say 10%, at the most 20. And then I'd say everybody else percentage is on them, because they could have all said no and turned away. Yeah, but he making so much money. Nope, I don't want it. Nope, nope, nope. But they all chose it. Young Slim said 100%. That's as if saying that he just forced everybody to do something, as if they have no control over their actions. You know, that's ridiculous. Everybody is grown. He didn't make his mama sell drugs or get into that business with flipping the houses. He brought it to her. She looked at it and agreed to do it. Don't do it. Jerome could have stayed being jamming Jerome, selling the weed and minding his business, and said no. And if Louie continued, break up with her. What? These people ain't do it. So, you know, I put grown people where they should be. I put them in their responsibility for their grown ass actions. You know, all them people, whatever Franklin said or did, they could say no. You could choose not to do it. So, you know, in life, I don't think like that. But anyway, we'll see. I can see Slim. Yeah, Black Pride says Slim don't like Franklin. I think you don't either. And that's cool. I don't like Week St. Patrick. But I'm not going to say Franklin is a good guy. Actually, none of these guys on these shows are good. James, St. Patrick, and none of them. I mean, they killers and drug dealers. But they do have a likable side. They like the anti-hero. And I like Franklin. I mean, I'm not going to say he's a good person, but I like his character. And I think he's actually trying to do the best he can. And it's gone off the rails by far. And he's been trying to keep everything in order the best he can. But when people don't listen or want to do other things, it just makes things more difficult and frustrating. And I can understand, you know, to a certain degree, when you're trying to get people to do things and it don't work out and you got a goal and things, and it just frustrates. But I think he was trying to, you know, do better by everybody, and it just went off the rails. So, you know, Lisa Phillips said, don't talk about Ghost is the GOAT. Ghost is the GOAT. Juan Marley, accountability. That's right. That's right. Damon 4030 says people always want to be in or next to the money until they realize the risk and drama that comes with it. That's 1,000% sure true. Like, a lot of people want the money or the flash and stuff, but then don't realize all the stuff that go with it. And that ain't all it's worth. It ain't all it's cooked up to be. I've been adjacent to some things enough to see and realize, yeah, that might be this and that, but what you got to do for that and all the stress and things, it's not for me. It's more than, it's not worth it. What they say is the juice worth the squeeze. Not at all. At least not to me. So we'll see. All right, y'all, I'm about to go ahead and rate this episode. and break it on down a little bit more. All right. The MOORESCORE is my rating system for everybody that's new. And I just use 4 simple categories, 25 points each, give you a total of 100. Or you can break it down, drop that decimal point, get a score of 1 to 10. Let's get into it. The visuals, the cinematography, the camera work, excellent. We know that they use good cameras, but they make the show look like it's in the 80s on purpose, which is cool. I like it. It puts you into the mode of the show. The way that they showed the shootout, some of the stuff with Louie. I mean, it's just pretty good show, and how they had the visuals, took us around with some of the things with what was going on this episode with Jerome and Louie, and I like it. I'm glad, that we didn't see certain things happen with Louie, but it is FX. But with that, I would give it a 20 out of a 25 for this score. Very good. Not the greatest I've ever seen, though. Next up, storyline and plot. Very good storyline for this episode. We see they finally got caught up with Louie. Jerome trying to get out. Franklin got the family back together to go on this rescue mission. And, overall, it was a good storyline. I give it a 22. Better than average. Not the greatest, though, but very good. Special effect, makeup, costumes, on point. They always wearing the right stuff for the period. The special effects come in with the torture of Louie. They put the big ass K on her chest, and but not a lot of special effects for the most part. Seeing people get shot or whatever, but overall, I'll give it a 20 because the costumes, the feel of the show, and everything is on point. And last but not least, entertaining, fun factor. This was a very good episode. I really enjoyed this episode. I wasn't expecting Romy Rome to get shot. I actually was like, no, Unc. So it actually made me react. And I like that. And so, and also I like how they're making these episodes this season longer than an hour, whether it's an hour 15 or 20 or 10, whatever. I like how they're giving us a little bit extra on this final season. And I just enjoyed this. I was glued to the TV, and I can't wait to watch it on Hulu with no commercials. So I'm going to give this episode, because I had a good time. I enjoyed it. It was very entertaining. And I got mad that Romy Rome got popped. So I'm going to give it a 25. I'm going to give it a 25 on the entertaining fun factor. And, of course, if you all know my MOORESCORE, to me, that's the most important category. Did you enjoy it? Because that's why we watch this stuff, to relax, have a good time, enjoy it, whatever the case. So this brings my MOORESCORE for this episode to a 87. I'm going to go ahead and round it up to a 90 or a 9 out of 10. And the reason for that is that, the MOORESCORE, I think, is very good, but some things that are not special effects driven or have a lot of special effects can sometimes get a lower score. And so with that being said, I'm going to round it to a 90, come up to an 87 on the MOORESCORE, and I'm going to give this episode a 9 out of 10. And if anybody says that they would give it a 9.5 or even a 8.5, I can see that case. Anywhere in between there. I always give a 0.5 margin of discretion. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. You say it was a 9.5, I can see that. It was good. I enjoyed it. I'm going to watch it again once this is over. I'm pretty sure most of us will. Damn sad that Uncle Rome is dead. The only reason I ain't really too sad is that I know it's the final season and everybody gonna die. So I'm interested to see. I hope I'm wrong. I would like to see a black man get away once on the show, because we never get away. They never escape. It always end bad. But no matter what show you on, you ain't gonna live. It ain't gonna work out for you. So hopefully we can see it work out for Frank. He can fly a plane. Maybe he can get his ass out of here somewhere to go live in Barbados or something. But like I've said before, it ain't looking good for these people. And killing Teddy's father, I think, was the biggest mistake Franklin ever made. He should have just kidnapped his father until he got his money. And once he got his money, release him. I think that's all he had to do. And by killing Pops, he'll never get that money. There's no leverage. And he said, I'll kill your kid. So, of course, Teddy moves the kid, make it harder to find. Franklin shouldn't have said that. You never tip your hand. And now he has no more leverage. So I think that was a big mistake. If he would have had his father kidnapped, it's pretty much nothing he could have did, because your father could get killed if you kidnap me or hurt some of my people. So I don't know. I think that he blew it with that move, and I'm interested to see how it turns out. But I don't think Franklin is ever getting that money back. You all let me know. Put a 1M for money if you think Franklin gonna get his money back from Teddy. A little bit, any piece of it. I don't think he gonna smell 9 parts of the putty. I'm telling you, he ain't getting that money back. 1M if you think he gonna get that money back. Put a 2M if you don't think he getting that money back. I know he ain't getting that money back. That's a done deal. So, especially after killing Teddy's father, he ain't giving him no money. Franklin blew that. And V's mama can't help. So, that money's gone, Frankie. Frankie, baby. And that's gotta hurt. Because that was what, $50-60 million back then? That's equal to like, shoot, 200 million. Frank was balling. You know what I'm saying? Big time. 60-70 million. I was like 300 million in today's dollars. So, you know, Franklin ain't getting that. Young Slim even said not a dime. But I don't see anybody that got something saying he gonna get that money back. Black Pride, not a dime. Damon 2M. James Kelly, he ain't getting nothing. Hey, nobody here said he getting his money back. Howard Smith, his girlfriend and mother gonna snake Franklin out of his money. I think they will get some before he does. I think that they will, at least the mama, because she can still keep working on the case and not even be around Franklin and still try to get the money and screw him, and it ain't nothing he can do. I think she gonna keep on trying to work to get that money. You can get some of it, and she'll be living the high life, and she'll live and get away and be living the high life off of Franklin's money. Never sold drugs, didn't kill nobody, and she gonna be the one to live on the yacht, spending the money, eating caviar, getting suntan lotion on her butt cheeks. Everybody else that went and did everything will be dead for that money. And of all the people that lived, to be her. That's what's gonna happen. Watch. So Black Pride say Peaches took $5 million. He got more money than Franklin now. You ain't lying. You ain't lying. I wonder where Peaches at. They ain't gonna bring him back, I guess. I guess Franklin gave up the hunt for that peach cobbler. And you know, Peaches got away with murder, basically. Robbed Franklin and bounced and got away with it. What? $5 million in cash? The sad part is he don't blow it on crack. You know how hard that is to do, and yet they're gonna do it. That's just crazy. Anyway, ain't gonna be a rock on the beach in this month, man. I'm ready to get up out of here. I appreciate everybody for coming through for this Snowfall first reaction. Damn, man, this is a very good show. I'm sad that it's going off the air, but I am gonna start to rewatch it again from season 1 and check it out with my pops and things, because damn, it's a good show and it's definitely worth binging, especially now that it's about to be over. Check it out on Hulu. No commercials. Man, it's a real good show. That being said, and then also they've been through a lot. You think about where they was in season 1 to where he is now. Wow. They have come a long way. A long way. So Franklin then came a long way. With that being said, though, I'm up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody for coming through. I got a lot going on, but I'm almost done, and I'm still trying to crank out this content. So I appreciate everybody for still supporting and bearing with me. And, man, it's going to be a lot of fun once I get all my ducks in a row, so to speak. And so I appreciate everybody for being here, all the support. I'm going to see you on the next video. Deuces. R.I.P. Romy Rome, man. Jamming Jerome, man. It's so hard to say goodbye to Romy Rome. Deuces.